Ghana since 2010 discovered oil in commercial quantities. The question is, so far, how have we dispensed the money? What regulations actually surround our revenue, and why do you need to understand the oil space? Many people have said that Nigeria made lots of mistakes and Ghana would not want to repeat its big brother's mistakes. So let's dig in on how our money or our revenue when it comes to oil has performed. Where are those money touched along the way? My name is Odilia Intiamwa, and this is Face the Fact, where we tell the information as it is, break it down for you to understand. In 2015, the Petroleum Revenue Management Bill was revised, and it's currently operating in Act 2025 Act 893. And mainly that was the Petroleum Revenue Management Law. That is, if we get money, how should we manage our petroleum money? We needed to have it guided when it comes to regulation. So when it comes to this space, there are four places that all the money is touched. Well, so we're just going to go into it. The first is the Petroleum Holding Fund. That is where all the money is brought, and I'll just show you what goes into the holding fund. So royalties from the oil and gas, surface rental, other receipts from the petroleum operations, they go there. Then receipts from direct and indirect participation in the petroleum also goes there. Corporate income tax, it goes there. Any amount payable by the National Oil Company, it also goes there. Any other amount due in accordance to the law of government, Ghana, it also goes there. Any amount received by government, such as capital gains tax, it also goes there. And then production and signature bonuses and additional entitlements. So it's virtually like all the money comes together in the Petroleum Holding Fund. Now, when the money comes to Petroleum Holding Fund, then we now sit so that we can think. And we actually decide that we will have two funds, which is the Ghana Stabilization Fund and the Ghana Heritage Fund. We sat back and probably looked at what Norwegians have been able to do, that we just don't spend all the money today. We will keep some of the money for future generations, because the oil has a certain period where it is depleted, and usually in the space is about just 25 years. And so we will see how we are able to still get some gains from there by keeping the money in some investments. And I'll say that currently is in the Bank of New York. That's where we keep our monies, and of course it is because it is doing some investments for us as well. Of course, there is the public accountability. It's the organization is called PIAC, and they help in making sure that when these monies are spent, there's some level of accountability. And so one of the things they have not been so comfortable with is how the investments are done, and the return on the investments, they feel that they are very low. And so remember, I said that it is in two accounts. After it being put in the holding account, we then take some of the money and put it in a future account where we save that money for generations that are coming that may never see the oil but need to benefit from it. And then we actually also put some in what we call the stabilization fund. Now, this stabilization fund actually helps us to be able to tell that when Ghana has a few challenges, we will be able to go into this fund and take a certain amount to be able to support ourselves. So during COVID, we went into the stabilization fund and creamed some amounts for our economy to stabilize. So that's why it's of course called the stabilization fund. And then finally, there is the Ghana Petroleum Wealth Fund, and this is that within the period where we're having extreme depletion, we will bring the two funds together and call it the Ghana Petroleum Wealth Fund. That's it. I hope I've been able to give you some of the nitty-gritties. You may not have had everything, but in a nutshell, if you have this information, you're good to go. My name is Odilia Intiamwa. Let's meet again on Face the Facts.